In order for remote neural monitoring to begin, meaning formulation. Formulation is the first stage of remote neural monitoring, and basically means the collecting and cataloging of data. The collecting and cataloging of data regarding the memory references, brainwaves, regarding the memories of the victim. In order for RNM, remote neural monitoring, to begin, that stage, formulation, the collecting and cataloging of data regarding the memory references, brainwaves of the victim, there has to be some kind of chaos. So in order to verify the memories of the victim are consistent, they need to force the victim to repeat that response, whether it be a situational scenario or a conversational scenario. Only then can those brainwaves be remotely measured and integrated back into RNM data. You see? So the victim has to repeat the same. So this is achieved by just chaos. The supercomputer has remotely hijacked all my smart devices and the smart devices of everyone else that's targeted, okay, around the world. And the supercomputer is manufacturing chaos, not just digitally, not just electronically, but tangibly, in the daily activities, daily life of the victim. Here's I try to make a video. There's sudden chaos, and what the system is doing is it's trying to verify my brain waves, force me to repeat the response. This has been going on since 2011. That I know. Excuse me. This has been going on. It was well underway in 1997, and I don't know when it started. Okay. But it was well underway in 1997, that's another video. I don't have time to discuss that. But the point is, there has to be some type of chaos for verification to begin. It's just how the technology works. So as I try to make a video to communicate with lawyers and other targeted individuals, there's just all of this chaos, and that's remote neural monitoring. Remote neural monitoring occurs in cycles. It occurs in cycles. For that cycle to begin, there has to be some type of chaotic disruption, some type of provocation or forced countermove or forced adjustment by the victim. That's how the verification process works. It cannot begin without a verification marker. That verification marker is the victim's response to the chaos, to the trauma. This is Bryan 2. Waiting to go inside to my hospital doctor's appointment. My heart rate is constantly elevated because of the directed energy torture damage to my heart and cardiovascular system.
The human brain, made of approximately 100 billion neurons, the same number of stars that exist within our galaxy. The human brain monitors and regulates all of the body's actions and reactions. With over 5 trillion chemical operations occurring every second, and signals being transferred at speeds of over 260 miles per hour, our brain is rapidly analyzing and responding to all of the sights, sounds, and smells all around us. Now, because we are all born slaves to sin, our mind has been programmed to behave out of selfish desire. The way we think, dream, reason, and act are limited to the ways of this world. Now consider the facts for a moment. For every behavior we experience, our brain creates a neurological pathway. As behaviors are repeated, those pathways become increasingly more stable. Think of it this way. A single behavior maps out a dirt road in your brain, creating a basic pathway for your thoughts to travel. But as you repeat behaviors, your brain builds a highway, allowing for an increased volume and frequency of thoughts to move about, resulting in your day-to-day actions. In order to change our behavior, we must reprogram our brain. It requires the deconstruction of existing highways and is a process that takes time. The Bible directs us to take every thought captive and to commit daily to the renewing of our mind through the power of God's Word. And in time, the result is the formation of an entirely new neurological roadmap, leading you to the life you were meant to live.
For many years, scientists have thought the brain was fixed and hardwired and couldn't change after childhood. But recent research shows this is simply not the case at all, and we know that people's brains can change well into old age. In fact, our brains change every day. Our brains are considered to be plastic or pliable, and this has helped neuroscientists coin the term neuroplasticity. So how does neuroplasticity work? Well, think of your brain as a huge city with thousands of roads and lots of traffic. Some of these roads are faster than others, with lots of traffic moving quickly and easily. These roads with all their traffic represent our established ways of thinking, feeling and doing. Every time we think, feel or do something in the same way, we strengthen this road, making it faster, and it becomes quicker and easier for our brains to travel this pathway. But by contrast, if a road wasn't built well in the first place, or becomes blocked, or we think, feel or do something differently, we start to use a different pathway. If we keep using that new road, our brains begin to use this pathway more and more, and this new way of thinking, feeling or doing becomes automatic. In the meantime, the old pathway gets less and less use and weakens. In other cases, it may be possible to repair or rebuild a blocked pathway. This process of rewiring your brain by strengthening existing pathways, making new ones, weakening old ones, and repairing broken ones is neuroplasticity in action. It is important to understand that neuroplasticity is not good or bad. It is just what the brain does. Neuroplasticity can result in helpful changes, like when a child learns how to cross a road safely, or when an adult learns a new set of work skills. On the other hand, it can result in unhelpful changes in the brain, like when someone develops a bad habit or an unhealthy way of thinking. The exciting thing is that scientists are getting better and better at directing neuroplasticity in the brain, and developing treatments for conditions that were considered to be previously incurable, or at least difficult to fix. Things like ADHD and learning disorders, anxiety, depression, chronic pain and migraines, for example. At the Perth Brain Centre, we've helped thousands of people over the last 10 years. We have a team of healthcare professionals who are skilled in the use of neuroplastic therapies, and we look forward to helping you or someone you know.
My heart isn't trained. This supercomputer hasn't trained my heart into an irregular pattern. I don't understand. I don't understand what is happening. My heart is damaged already, that's why. That's why I have to take medicine. They targeted, damaged my heart. My heart. My ears and my heart. Torture to ears, pain, pulsating pain, stream of energy, pulsating pain to ears, targeting ears. Directed energy torture to ears, targeting ears.
Torture is a whole new topic, a whole new category. Most people don't believe it's happening. You can be tortured in your own home. No one will believe you. But this is torture, and I want there to be no doubt about it. This is torture, destruction of life, and a destruction to misery for all these people, the innocent Americans. And it's a war crime. It's a crime against humanity for sure. They're trying to grasp all sorts of data from How effective can we make them kill each other themselves? How do you make a rational player go down to walk them to their death? The first logical thing they do is go to the police. Well, the police can't help you. They don't know anything. They're going to give you a lockup and 72 hours in a psych ward.
One of the men behind the technology admits he created a monster. Dr. Robert Duncan put together the technology that allows the government to transmit thoughts and voices into the heads of Americans.
I've worked on projects for the CIA, Justice Department, Department of Defense.
So you know for a fact that these weapons that you worked on, they're being used domestically today?
Absolutely.
Are there citizens of this country that are being abused with this technology?
Worse than abused, that's a light word. They're being tortured. They easily could be broadcasting across the country messages to people and causing them extreme pain.
We've run into a few people that claim they got voices in their head. When they talk to us, they seem totally normal. Are these people crazy, or is the government doing this to them?
The government's doing this to them. They're called voice of God weapons.
So the targeted individuals aren't crazy after all.
These are people within our government at a certain level making these decisions, and they're not necessarily our president or our elected officials.
That's exactly right. They can't be removed, and they're difficult to find. They hide in the dark crevices of our government. These technologies that are being torturing people around the world, these type of weapons can make you kill yourself or others. They hide it in their news broadcast.